4. Josephus and first century history. There is some fascinating background information regarding the New Testament and the destruction of Jerusalem in the historical records of Josephus. Although he is not an inspired writer, his history can be trusted as being fairly accurate. He was a Jewish priest who served in the temple and became one of the top 10 Jewish generals in the war against Rome. He was captured early in the war, and because of his prediction that Vespasian would become the emperor, he was allowed to travel with the Romans and record the history of the war. The reason his information is so valuable is because he was a Jewish eyewitness, writing for both Jewish and Roman readers, and therefore forced to be as accurate and objective as possible. Josephus says that just before the war, angelic armies, chariots and troops of soldiers running about among the clouds were seen surrounding Jewish cities. See fulfillments mentioned in Josephus below. He records the fact that people in the first century called Jerusalem the Great City, just like the book of Revelation does. Revelations 11 verse 8. He says that the 70 AD conflict with Rome was the revolution of the age. That is to say, the changing from one age to another. He talks about pools of blood and intense fires familiar to the descriptions in Revelation 14:20 and other passages. Didn't Jesus predict that these kinds of things would happen? Luke 21:11, 25 to 27. Josephus' history furnishes numerous other insights into the nature of the war and its significance for both Jews and Christians. But not only Josephus records these things, the Roman historian Tacitus and the Christian historian Eusebius both say these things happened, and the Talmud records similar things as well. Yoma Fola 39b. Some of the very best preterist statements contained in the early church father writings can be found in the Apologists Against Jews. Chilton quoted from some of them in his Paradise Restored. Eusebius highly recommended Josephus as an accurate source of information about the destruction of Jerusalem in reference to Josephus' treatment of the destruction, and he goes so far as to declare, "All this, I say, anyone that wishes may see accurate statements in the history written by Josephus, Book 3, Chapter 5, Ecclesiastical History. Below is a list of additional fulfillments mentioned by Josephus." 5. Fulfillments mentioned in Josephus. 1. Jews of that generation were more wicked than any other before. Matthew 12:45. Compared to Sodom. Wars 5:13 to 6. 2. Jesus predicted days of vengeance, distress and wrath to come upon the Jewish people. Josephus mentions these distresses. Luke 21:20 to 24. Wars 2:10 and so on. 3. Wars and rumours of wars, false messiahs and false prophets were predicted. Matthew 24:6, 23:26. See Antiquities 20, 8:5 and so on. 4. 3 woes pronounced against Jerusalem. Revelations 8:13. Josephus mentions a prophet of doom who used these very words of woe. Wars 6:5 to 8. 5. Jerusalem was called Sodom, the great city. Revelations 11:8. Revelations 18:21 to 24. Luke 13:33 to 35. Also see Wars 5. Jerusalem had a large maritime commerce and was capital over the 10 districts of Palestine. Revelation 17:12 to 17, 18:10 to 24 and the wars. 7. Jews forewarned by signs. Luke 21:25. Wonders foreshadowed some great calamities. Wars 2:22 and so on. 8. Angelic armies were seen in the skies above the Jewish cities. Chariots and troops of wars. Matthew 24:30 to 31. 2 Thessalonians 1:7-8, Jude 14, Revelations 1:7 and Wars 6. 9. Daily sacrifices ceased in the midst of the week after 3.5 years. Daniel 9:27, Wars 6, 2-1. See also Winston's footnote on this. 10. 3 armed factions fought against each other inside Jerusalem. Eleazar, John, Simon, which weakened them and made it easy for the Romans to conquer them. Revelation 16:9, Wars 5. 11. The Jews fought each other and did more damage against themselves than the Romans did. Ezekiel 38:21. See also Wars 2 and so on. 12. They destroyed their own food supplies and genealogical records, archives, Wars 5. 13. Horrifying conditions during the siege of Jerusalem, famines, plagues and dead bodies lying unburied everywhere, Luke 19:44, Wars 6 and so on. 14. Pools of blood and intense fires similar to Revelations 14:20, 17:16, Acts 2:9 and Wars so on. 15. The Zealot rebellion was like a wild beast eating its own flesh, Revelation 16:10, 17:16, 19:19-21, see the Wars. 16. Cannibalism, Leviticus 26:29, Deuteronomy 28:53-7 and the Wars. The severe famine was caused by Jewish factions. 17. Hailstones weighing a talent, Revelation 16:21. 18. The Jews set fire to their own temple first, not the Romans, Revelation 17 verse 16. 19. Roman soldiers sacrificed to their own standards in the temple, abomination of desolation, Matthew 24:15 and the Wars. 20. Jews sold as slaves, Luke 21-24. See the Wars. 21. The temple vessels were taken by Rome by Titus, Wars 7 and so on. 22. Not one stone of the temple was left standing upon another, Matthew 24 verse 2, see Wars 7. 23. That tribulation was the worst ever, Jeremiah 30:7, Daniel 12:1, Matthew 24:21, Revelation 16 verse 8, and see the Wars. 24. The AD 70 destruction was the turning point of the ages, revolution of the ages, and system of the world put into disorder. Matthew 24:3, 1 Corinthians 7:29-31, 10-11, 1 John 2:17 and 18, see the Wars. 25. God, not the Romans, took the kingdom away from the Jews and gave it to the church. Matthew 21:43, see also Wars. Chapter 6. Josephus gives the day and the hour. In the Olivet Discourse, Matthew 24 and parallels, Jesus told his disciples that when they saw certain signs occur, they would know that the day of his coming was near. When you see all these things, recognize that he is near, right at the door. Truly I say unto you, this generation will not pass away until all these things take place. But of the day and the hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father alone. Matthew 24:33, 36, 25:13. Jesus did not give them the exact day or the hour when he would return, but he did promise that it would occur in that generation before all the people alive at his time had died, and he gave them signs to look for, so that they would know when it was getting close. He even told Peter that it would not occur until after he grew old and was martyred, John 21 verse 18. But Josephus, writing afterwards, gives the very day and the hour when the angelic armies appeared in the sky, signalling the arrival of Jesus to resurrect the dead out of Hades, rescue his living saints out of their tribulation, and to pour out his wrath upon their persecutors. A few days after that feast, Passover, April 66, on the 21st day of the month, Artemius year, a certain prodigious and incredible phenomenon appeared. I suppose the account of it would seem to be a fable were it not related by those who saw it, and were not the events that followed so considerable a nature as to deserve such signals. Before sunsetting the hour, chariots and troops of soldiers in their armour were seen running about among the clouds and surrounding cities. Moreover, at that feast which we call Pentecost, the day, as the priests were going by night, the hour, into the near court of the temple, as their custom was to perform their sacred ministrations, they said that in the first place they felt a quaking and heard a great noise, and after that they heard a sound as of a great multitude saying, "Let us remove hence." Read Winston, Complete Works of Josephus. The angelic armies first appeared in the sky just before sunset on the 21st day of Artemius, April 66, which signalled the beginning of Christ's coming to reward and judge. Less than 2 months later, June 66, in the evening of that day of Pentecost, as the priests were entering to the temple to perform their customary services, they heard the voices of multitudes in the unseen realm crying out, "Let us go from this place." This was evidently the resurrection of saints out of Hades, so Josephus unwittingly gave us the very hour, the day and the hour of the beginning of the parousia, as well as the day and the hour of the resurrection of the dead. He proved the predictions of Jesus to be true, the very day and hour in that very generation before some of those standing there tasted death.